Hello guys and welcome to this Gaming Buzz unboxing, but before I start you should hit the subscribe button below. So today I have one of these marvelous devices, the Super Nintendo Classic Edition Mini, I think. I don't know if it says Mini on the box, but I absolutely love the Super Nintendo, and I saw this at the store at a GameStop and I'm like, hey, I need this. So this has a bunch of games on it, 2 controllers, HDMI. Let's see, it has Contra 3 The Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby's Dream Course, Kirby Superstar, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox, Super Street Fighter 2, Turbo Hyper Fighting, aka the Capcom game that Capcom absolutely is obsessed with, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, Legend of 7 Stars, I'm excited to play that, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out!, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I haven't played that one quite yet, but I am excited. Yoshi's Island, one of my favorites, and the unreleased, canceled Star Fox 2, which is actually completed, and I'm very excited to get into this one. So here's there's the art on the back. This thing is rated T for teen, for mild blood, suggestive themes, and violence, because it's got a lot of games on it. I love the box art. I'm totally digging it. It looks like a classic box. It looks kind of like a Super Nintendo box. Here's the top, says classics. The bottom just has boring information, tells you it's HDMI. The side has some interesting stuff on it, saying that the Super NES Classic Controller play classic Super Nintendo Entertainment System games the way they were meant to be played on the full-size original Super NES controller. Just plug in and be ready to go. Basically just tells you, hey, it has a Super Nintendo controller. Other side just tells you, it's a super retro blast from the past. And you get 20 pre-installed classic Super Nintendo games. Wait, did it say over? 21. That's over 20. Cool. So let's get into this right away. I'm going to try to orient the box nice for you guys and orient it nice for myself. I don't know what to do with it. So we have this little tab. Oh, there's some words. Let's see, what does it say? The box tab says, now you're playing with Super Power. I feel like we're getting into like one of the Nintendo Power magazines now. So I think we have to flip it over this way. And come on, pull out. There we go. There we go. Put the box aside. So right up on top we have a Nintendo thing. I'm not quite sure what this is. It looks kind of like it's made up of poster materials. So we have a warranty and user agreement information. Looks like a fairly decently sized pamphlet. I'm not going to really get into it. Looks interesting. And then here we have what looks like a poster with startup instructions on the back, which that's kind of nice. I mean, read how to set this up, even though, I mean, it should be so easy. I mean, here's a poster, has a lot of interesting, just shows you screenshots from every game. I really like this. Now you're playing with Super Power, it says at the top. Reminds me of an old Super Nintendo box. I really think this is cool. Really cool thing, not really nostalgic for me, but I really like Super Nintendo. So right here in this compartment, we have the nice Super Nintendo Mini. I mean, it's tiny, it's mini. The power and reset buttons, they function like the original. I really think that's cool. The front controller ports flap out. It has 2. You can actually use Wii Classic Controller and Classic Controller Pros, and it comes with controllers. You can use basically any Nintendo controller that fits into the Wii input, because these are Wii inputs. I don't know if you can use a nunchuck alone. That would be really weird. Then on the back of the unit, we have an HDMI port and a DC in, which is actually a USB port. And you can power the thing from the included power adapter, or you can plug it into like a TV's USB port. It has, let's see, it has air vents, so it can have some cooling. The bottom of the unit just has like the serial number information. Just tells you it meets the FCC regulations. Got little rubber feet. It doesn't slide. It doesn't tend to want to slide around very much. So if we get into the box even more, we get a little Ziploc baggie with, you guessed it, a fairly decently long USB cord. Fairly decently long. I don't know how long this is. This looks like it's about 4.5, 5 feet. It's almost as wide as my arm span, which you can't really see, but it's almost my arm span. I don't know how to demonstrate this any better. It's long. It's long enough. It suffices. Plugs into the back of the unit. Then we get an HDMI cord. I'm not going to undo it, but it's a fairly standard HDMI. It looks like the same HDMI cord that came with the Nintendo Switch, which we actually have an unboxing of. You can check that out. Fairly standard. I believe this is about 4 to 5 feet. Long enough. Then we have in the box, let's just take everything out. Move this to the side. We have, let's get to this, the Nintendo branded USB power adapter. Let's see, it's a, how many volts is it? It looks like it's a 5-volt power supply. That's a North American one. Then we get 2 Super Nintendo controllers that are Super Nintendo, not Super Nintendo. They're nice. You can use them on anything that uses the same port, like a Wii controller. You can put them in there. Feels quite nice. Very clicky. Very nice. Feels really nice. They double zip tied them in. If I can figure it out. What do you think this is? A piece of bread? It's a loaf of bread. You try to get into this bread, but it's just toasty and Super Nintendo controllers. I'm not going to do the other one because it's the same story. So we have this. It's, you know, standard Wii port. Plugs right into the front of the unit. This is a joy. Then you just plug it in and, you know, you have player 2. You have your little power indicator light next to there. I believe it's red, like the original Super Nintendo has a little red light on it. Yeah, the eject button jiggles around, but it doesn't let you press it down. All nice. It feels like a quality plastic. It has a nice texture to it. The buttons have more of a texture than the original Super Nintendo buttons, but, you know, what are you going to do? Are these buttons or are these little sliders? I don't know what to call them. They slide. I don't know if you want to call them buttons, but who cares? Leave a comment down below if you know what these are called. If they're sliders, if they're buttons, I don't know what to call them. We should have a product link down below if you want to get one of these, which good luck. They're kind of hard to get. I was quite lucky to find some. Also, you should subscribe and hit the bell down below because, you know, you don't want to miss out on any more Gaming Buzz unboxings, especially if we get more of the mini consoles, if they release like a Nintendo 64 one, if we can get our hands on an NES. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to get into this. Thank you for watching, and subscribe button, like I said before, hit the bell, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.
Did you like that? Of course you did. You can get more at GamingBuzz.com. Let us know what else you want by connecting with us on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube.